Coban Porter, the younger brother of Denver Nuggets standout Michael Porter Jr., was sentenced to 6 years in prison Friday for killing a woman in a drunk driving crash, according to the Denver Post. The sentence arrived only 2 days after Jontay Porter, Coban and Michael's brother, was banned for life from the NBA for his role in a gambling scheme. The crash that led to Coban's incarceration occurred early Sunday morning on January 22, 2023, with an arrest coming later that day. The 22-year-old was reportedly driving drunk just before 2 a.m. when he ran a red light and crashed into a vehicle driven by Kathy Lemon Rothman. Rothman, 42, was killed and a passenger in her vehicle was seriously injured. Prosecutors reportedly said Porter was driving 50 miles per hour in a 30 zone with a blood alcohol level of 0.19. Rothman, who has a young son, was driving for Uber at the time. Porter pleaded guilty in February to vehicular homicide and vehicular assault, reportedly on the condition he be sentenced to no more than 8 years in prison. He faced up to 12 years in prison if found guilty in a trial. From the Post. Connie Johnson, Rothman's mother, reportedly said her life also ended in the crash in court on Friday. Before the crash, Porter was a guard on the University of Denver basketball team. He averaged 11.4 points per game in his freshman year of 2021-22, the latest in a string of players from a prominent basketball family. Bree and Sierra Porter, Coban's older sisters, were the first members of the family to play college basketball at Missouri, where their father, Michael Sr., worked as an assistant coach for the men's team. Michael Jr. was a top recruit who was set for stardom for the Tigers, but ended up only playing 3 games due to a back injury before finding success in the NBA with the Denver Nuggets. Jontay also played for Missouri and also reached the NBA as an undrafted player. He spent most of his professional career in the G League before finding a bench role on the Toronto Raptors this season. Unfortunately, Jontay became infamous on Wednesday when an NBA investigation ruled he had disclosed confidential information to sports bettors, limited his own participation in games for betting purposes and bet on NBA games. The most infamous examples of Porter's violations were remarkably obvious. DraftKings noticed that in 2 days, the 2 largest winning bets were on unders for Porter, a player who rarely saw any betting action. In those same games, Porter left the court early claiming an injury and then an illness. With one brother banned from the NBA and another headed to prison, Michael Jr. is set to begin the Nuggets' title defense on Saturday against the Los Angeles Lakers.